Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back. Well, today's video we have a 10-inch ring light, LED desktop selfie ring light they call it. This one is from one of a few possible companies that are all selling the exact same version of this. Okay, I looked on Amazon and found one by a company called Yesker. And anyways, currently it's on sale with them for $19.99, normally $30.99. So, of course, we are talking Canadian dollars, obviously, right? So I've got my iPhone 12 mini in here. I've got the 4K camera active on the front in video mode, so you can kind of see how your video display is going to happen for you. Again, we have different brightness levels that we can go through for lighting ourselves up, and that's going to be our lowest setting. We also have another ring color as well, and again, this is all up and down stuff with the buttons. If we push and hold, it slowly fades, which is nice because you get a little bit more precise control when you just push and hold the buttons. And then of course we have our third mode here all together. This is pretty bright, right? So there's number 1, number 2, and number 3. So, not too shabby. Again, it would be nice to have like all the colors under the rainbow, but cha-ching, you're going to pay a lot of extra for that. And this uses the exact same controller as our 8-inch ring kit, though we do have a lot different tripod. This is more of the desk level. Very wide legs, of course, for a good stable stance. Of course, I guess with a 10-inch ring we're going to need a lot more. I'm hoping I can find myself one that'll fit an iPad inside without having to break the bank, obviously. This was another Value Village score where they wanted, in the case of this one, they wanted $14.99. And I thought, that's a lot to pay, and I couldn't test it. There was one USB charger up on the wall, so I kind of opened the bag a little bit and plugged it in, and dead as a doornail. So yeah, I couldn't even test it, and I thought, I don't know. But my wife's had a discount for 30%, so it cost me $11, and I thought, well, for $11, what's the worst thing that happens? It doesn't work. I can cut the cable off and use the control box for something else and build my own little system of some sort with LEDs. So now it does tilt, of course, down at the base here, you know, and your only swivel action here, of course, is going to be when you loosen off the collar for changing your angle for this way or that way or front or back. That's the only swivel point. So the main base ring, even though it looks like it could swivel, it actually does not. So you'll want to rotate the light within the tripod radius so that the way the weight load is taken, depending on the positioning of the ring, that it can't have any chance whatsoever of even attempting to flip over, which I highly doubt it would anyways, considering how wide the base is. The base has got to be at least a 10-inch to 12-inch base. I haven't measured that yet, but in eyeballing, for sure, we've got at least 10 inches going across in the 3 directions. Okay. Anyways, definitely pretty bright too. I find this a little bit brighter than our 8-inch ring, so that's really cool. But otherwise, I would definitely, I would tend to agree with other reviewers up here. This thing's got a 4.5-star rating from this particular store on Amazon. 612 people have bought it. Good quality for value. Somebody says stupid tripod here. The light is bright as the sun. Yeah, it can get blinding if you're focused the wrong way. But what good is that when it's face down? Like my dad on Tuesday night, he says, I don't know, I guess his dad got wind drunk. Anyways, yeah, he goes on to some other stupid stuff in here. But anyways, best bang for your buck. Get a quarter male to male adapter to use any cam with it. Well, okay, interesting. Because yes, you can actually unscrew the ring, and it does have a standard 1/4-inch adapter. to screw into the ring, you could actually put a little camcorder on there in place if you wanted to. Multi-use little tripod other than the ring use. So maybe that's kind of what they're trying to get at a bit here. Great starter kit, good lighting, but a weak tripod. Now I do have to say that with the tripod, it's not entirely weak. I mean, it's like anything else. If you're good to your stuff, it'll be good to you. But I do find that, you know, there is some flex. You know, it's an interesting molding of the tripod legs with little kind of, you know, thin little subframings inside underneath that are hidden away, of course. But it is kind of, I'd say it's maybe a little weak, but you're not putting a pile of pressure on this thing, and even the heaviest phone is not going to harm the legs. So that's kind of, you know, but I mean, our 8-inch ring, it came with an all metal or all steel tripod, which had height adjustment and all this, and pretty practical little unit. But I actually gave that to my wife because she wanted it, and I got this one for me. I wanted more of the 10-inch because I wanted a different surround. But even when you look at turning this thing off, so if we're not going to use it, you know, it does have basically sunken in the phone to the entire ring perimeter. So lighting is actually pretty decent. So if we turn it back on here, and let's say we flip to the rear camera, that lighting is going to actually as well light up your back area, which is nice too. Really well, in fact, it does. So if we turn it off, we can see the difference here. If you focus in on the picture here, we'll do this a couple times for you. Let me see if I can rotate this more your way. So that's the back of my mixing board in 4K. I love these dual 4K cameras on the 12 mini. So you can see that it lights up even the subject in the wall behind much better. Okay, and then of course, if we want a little bit different effect here, we can just, you know, start clicking it down and just smooth out that lighting, or maybe we need to alternate that lighting more to something more pleasing that we want, that sort of thing. So frontal and back cameras can both be utilized within the ring. You're going to get more light, of course, coming to the back camera than you do in the front, but you're still getting a lot in that front view of the camera. So that's also really good that it can produce a lot of even light both front and back. And even as you can see the guitars behind me here, if we turn it off, this will create a little bit of grain in the picture, obviously, even though it doesn't look like we have it. You will see that once you play back the video on your computer, you'll have a slight bit of grain. But if you do this, it brightens that subject up more, because not only is it lighting up here, it's lighting everything behind me and enhancing as well. So even as we bring the dimmer up to full tilt, you know, this is going to make a huge difference as well. Boom to boom. And you can see my DSLR camera here we're shooting the video with, where my finger is. We're actually shooting the video with this camera, so, but, and you see there, boom, it's like really, it's a lot duller now and darker. So definitely, I think it's worth the money. So if you're looking at buying this thing new, $20 is actually, I think, a steal, and I think it's worth $20. I don't think, because of the tripod, I'm going to have to kind of a little bit go along, but a little bit not go along. But I think $20 to $30. 20 is definitely a perfect price. I think 25 would be still very viable. $31, like $30.99. It's starting to kind of push it a little bit, considering, yes, the quality of the tripod, and of course lack of feature in the tripod. You don't have a swivel other than when you loosen off the ring for tilting purposes. That's the only swivel kind of capability you really have. So it might be a little bit fussy, because I would like to see something like this, and the way I thought it would be, okay, we've got this set up on our angle, we can just, you know, very gently, you know, twist the ring this way or that way, because if we twist it up top, it's going to loosen off from the base, and it needs to be tight on the base. You know, so some sort of a swivel would have been a lot more ideal. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, it doesn't. So yeah, we're kind of yanked there, so it doesn't actually move, so other than to unscrew itself from the tripod. So, but yeah, that's, if it was, you know, $30, if I could say that $31 was a great price, that would definitely have to mean that that would have to swivel for 30 bucks, but it doesn't. So we're at 20, awesome. 25, still very viable in my opinion. There are a lot of companies selling these gizmos, and see, we can tilt like this if we have just a little bit of looseness, but we gotta watch, we make sure that's snug too. But you know, they kind of are what they are. You know, if you want the really high quality ones, like really high quality, and of course a multitude of colors available too, you're going to be spending more money. Okay, so these things can be cheaper or they can be really expensive. It's kind of up to you at that point how you do things. But anyways, that's all I got for you. You know, 11 bucks even for a used one, that's pretty borderline to the sale price, but I still saved basically $8 in tax, and I didn't have to wait. It was there. Who cares about a box anyways? You know, didn't have one. You know, hey, it's used, right? So can't complain. But and it's got a really flippin' long cord. Now, as far as powering it goes, I was just using this 12,000 milliamp power supply charger. Okay, it's called Powerade. I've had this thing for years. Actually, check this out on my channel. It's called Powerade, Power ADD. That was sent to me by a company a few years back, and the thing still won't die. It's doing fantastic. But and it's got two ports on it, and it's plenty enough to more than power this for like hours and hours and hours. Or you can use a wall art charger, you know, and have constant power all the time, type of thing, right? But yeah, I think, you know, overall it's a pretty good deal, guys. And you know, if you want the cheap side of life, 10-inch ring, that's not bad. And I'm talking about the retail price, not what I paid. I paid was still a great price, but you know, still even at 20 bucks on sale right now, that is pretty good. And just before we go, I want to do just like a quick little scan over here of some of these things. They have one they call exactly, well, it's not exactly the same, or do they just not have the tripod here? Wow, they actually have one here that has no tripod with it for 26, and it's identical, and it doesn't have the tripod even with it. Well, that's a bit of a scam. They got another one here, 10-inch ring, much nicer tripod, for $30. Okay, so you do have a variety of sellers, obviously. Another one, 10-inch ring, $49 with a full-out tripod with it, and it actually can hold, from the looks of things, 2 cell phones, or you have 2 mounting positions, one of the two. But that's $49. Another 10-inch selfie ring with 11.8-inch to 67-inch. It's got the tripod, which can also, I guess, be used as, well, I think it comes with a selfie stick too, looks like. And it looks something like it's got 3, maybe 4 different modes. $45. So there's a lot of different options out there. For 50 bucks, actually for $30, they have a 10-inch here with 23 color modes for $30. Save $5 with coupon. I might have to look into that one just to buy for myself. I want the multicolors too, but I really do want one of these things that can actually hold my iPad, because I think that would be absolutely like perfect. But anyways, that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and got a lot out of it. You know, do stay tuned for more. Got a lot more stuff coming over the next little while, and we'll just continue on, right? So see ya. This time in the little camera. Bye.